Hello everyone, welcome to day 3 of our Christmas in July. I can't believe how fast the time has gone. I am so excited for some of our ideas today. Let's get started. We're going to first start with our little Santa Claus and the reindeer. I think these are just such cute little figures together, and this is one of our favorite trees from past releases, but it is just the finishing touch that we needed for this Santa Claus. Now you'll notice we used card cutout 608 for this, and on this cutout there are all the little fur pieces, so you could add the dimension or you could just use the pieces as they are. So I think that gives you a lot of options and such a fun card to create. I don't think I have any special secrets for this one other than the tree is just used, I've just used double-sided tape, then as well as the reindeer. But I did use mounting tape for the scarf. I used mounting tape for all of Santa, plus the little fur pieces everywhere. And then his head, of course, has mounting tape as well. And then I just love the little sentiment. 'Twas the night before Christmas, because they are busy. They have a lot to do, he and Rudolph. So that, I think, is just a really fun card. Let me show you a variation. And of course, I can't wait to see what you create. So make sure you post on our Facebook group your cards. We want to see what you're doing. So we're going to use, again, card cutout 608. We are going to use card cutout 598. And I've already got all the pieces cut out, and I have assembled a few things just so we can make it a little quicker. And for this one, I chose to use the Blackbird watercolor dots. I don't remember if they're Blackbird or just black, but you can find them with watercolor dots. And then yesterday we talked about how to tear paper and how it makes just really cute little snow drifts. And so if you're not sure how to do that, go ahead and watch yesterday's video, day 2 of week 2. I've gone ahead and ripped these here, and I've kind of made them a little closer to the same size. But the thing that is a little different about today's tearing, and that is I wasn't looking for the white edge. You can just use any scrap of paper. In fact, I used pink. Of course I use pink. What else would I use? Anyway, so then you can just position it how you want. And to do that, I am just going to use my double-sided tape. And I am going to actually position these two together first. Now when I'm using double-sided tape, if the tape hangs over a little bit, just fold it in so you don't have to be too precise in your tape piece sizes. Oh yeah. Whew, I thought I did it on the wrong side. Now I'm just going to go ahead and place and position my second piece here, trying to line up the edges a little bit. And then this card we will be making horizontal. So you can see, and this is a good lesson for all of us, it is just a little bit narrow of my card, but that is not a problem. What you'll do, I'm going to go ahead and stick it on first, and let's see, I think I'm going to use mounting tape. And you could have used mounting tape for the different layers as well, but I want to hook it on, and then we're going to try a little experiment. Take off my backing. Maybe, if I can get it off. Goodness. And I'm going to go ahead and position that on my card, lining up the bottom. And you can see it is just a little bit big. I don't know how I did that, but simple enough to fix, I believe. We're going to use our paper trimmer, and I am just going to place it in here using the little cut line as a guide. And then I'm going to just position this. It's a little bit further than I need. Okay. So you see, I just trimmed off that little bit and made my card even. So a little secret for you when we get in that oh no spot. Anyway, so I have got my little snowdrifts made, and we are going to be using the card cutout 608. I've already cut out all the pieces. I have my 2 candy cane poles that we're going to use. And then I've cut out all of his clothes, and I've hooked them all together because I want to create this like it's a little clothesline. And if your little candy cane poles are too long, feel free to cut them off, but I am actually going to just tuck them in. Got my tape a little bit far over there. And this one I am going to cut off just a little bit. So it's just a little long. And then you can use mounting tape for the little end pieces. But I want to add that little extra dimension there. So we'll go ahead and stick our mounting tape on. I will take off the back here. I'm going to reposition it a little bit. So it has a little bit of dimension there. I'm going to position my little clothesline. Maybe I want it a little taller. That feels better. And I'm going to go ahead and add this piece to the top of the pole before I stick it in this time and make it a little easier. And now I'm just going to tuck it in. Now I could tuck it in this. I made 2 layers of snow. But you can do however you want. Let's scoot it over just a little bit. And now my little clothes are going to hang between those 2 poles. And I think it's cute if they are a little angled out. I think that's a little fun twist for them. And then you can see how I've just used mounting tape to attach them. I started with my pants and I added the jacket with mounting tape. I added the little hat and then my little gloves. I like that the gloves are green because it gives a little more color variation. Now, of course, you could feel free to add some little holly. They always just add such a cute touch. Now, because I have so many dimensions on the pants, I'm only going to do the double-sided tape, but on the hat and the jacket, oops, the jacket I'm actually going to use mounting tape. So they're all kind of even now. And I am just going to stick this on. Now, what could be really cute too, if you wanted, you could take your baker's twine and actually have the string. In fact, you could just tie a little knot on one end. We're just playing as we go here. And then a little bit of extra room. This is about where I want it to be. Tie another little knot. And let's see how our positioning is. Try and position the knot so it gives us enough room to have a little clothesline. And then I'm just going to trim this off here. Now, I've mentioned before that when I am doing something with like the baker's twine, I like to use the glue dots when it's, or little buttons. I like to add, use glue dots for my adhesive. It just seems to go a little better, and they're just so tiny. You try not to stick it to your fingers though. And I'm just going to position it on this end. And now I'm going to run my little clothesline behind. And it does fit nicely. So I will just grab another glue dot here. If you haven't used glue dots before, they are just really handy to have on hand. And I'm going to go ahead and try and tuck all this behind. there, and look how cute that is, just adding the little bit of baker's twine. I think that is a fun touch. And then our little sentiment, I thought this was the perfect sentiment. It is, and to all a good night, because you know he's exhausted. The clothes are out on the line. Mrs. Claus has been busy for sure. And I think I'm just going to use a double-sided tape. And to all a good night. And you could do it on an angle or straight. However, I can't wait to see what you create with Santa's clothes. I think they are so fun. So our second card, let's see, I think we will do the Jingle Bell. You know, Christmas isn't Christmas without some Jingle Bells, for sure. I remember we were at the mall. My son was just 2, and he saw there were, I call them party lights. They were just white lights on some trees in the center of the mall. And my son started singing Jingle Bells. So Jingle Bells, definitely part of Christmas. So I hope you've received your reverse collage paper in the mail. I missed that in some of the kits, but just so you know, you weren't charged. It wasn't included in the price. I just totally missed it, so I apologize for that. And we've used our music tags, our Christmas plaid pennants, the Jingle Bells, and we've used the red ones, and they come in silver and gold. I think they could all be cute. Our little tag, of course, our holly, the perfect finishing touch, and the little sentiment, Jingle Bells. So this was a fun card to create. I love the little music tag. It seems very fitting for Jingle Bells. And just to tell you, this, the Christmas plaid pennant and the tag, I have just used double-sided tape. Then I added mounting tape for the Jingle Bell. The tag is mounting tape, as well as the holly and the little Jingle Bell sentiment. So just some little tips that might help make your card a little easier. Okay, but we've got a fun variation for you. I think it is so cute. I'm going to show you. I've got some of the pieces already prepared for us, but we're going to use, I am loving the stripes and the plaid, the jumbo stripes and plaid. They are just so fun, and it's a different twist, and it was a little different to get used to at first, but the more I use them, the more I love them. So we're going to use the inchworm jumbo stripes. We have card cutout 606, and this, I love this card cutout. It is so perfect to just tuck in anywhere, honestly. And card cutout 598 for our little sentiment. The Jingle Bells, and this time we are going to be using the gold Jingle Bells. And then our little frame here, card number 605. So I've cut out already the frame. We're using Jingle Bells Swing and Jingle Bells Ring. That is just a fun little phrase. You can't help but sing the song as you have those sentiments there on your card. And of course, I've used the little holly sprig with the berries and the bells. Now, a little trick. I've already hooked these two together, and I used mounting tape because I wanted to give a little dimension between the two bells. And then I have 2 different hole punches, and they're not fancy ones. They are just your regular typical school. And this one I think is a 1/4 inch. And then I have another one, and I think this is an 1/8 inch. But it just creates the cutest little tiny holes. You can tell it's been well loved and used. So it is really handy, and that's what I used to punch the little holes in these Jingle Bells. And then the baker's twine, I really enjoyed using it with this release. But it was a little bright white, the white on the baker's twine was just a little too white. And so I took my distressing ink, and then I just pulled the thread. Let's see if I can find an end piece to just do that quickly. It's hard to keep track of the ends of these. Well, just for a matter of time, I am just going to cut me a new end piece. There we go. Now we've got an end. So for this one, I didn't need very much. And I just put it, I'm actually using the antique linen, but I also use old paper a lot. And you just kind of want to pull it through, twist it as you go. And you want to do it a couple of times. But it just really softens the white on the baker's twine. So I think that is a fun way to just make it a little more cohesive and fitting of our card. So I go ahead and I just have added the Jingle Bells. And then I want the holly leaf, and I am just using a double-sided tape. And I'm going to tuck that in. I'm just going to position everything first to make sure I kind of have everything going in the right place. And then I'm going to tuck the little holly leaf in through the twine because I want it to feel like things are hanging on it. But I'm getting stuck on it is what I'm doing. So I definitely want my little twine to show because it is so, so cute. So you can arrange your holly and your berries how you like, but I love the little dangling bells. I think they are so fun. There are so many things to do with the bells. I can't wait to see what you create. Okay, today, since it's the last day and it's the third day of Christmas in July, I thought we should do 3 cards. Now, some of you may find that it's hard to get in the Christmas mood when it is so hot out there. One other way I've thought about that you can do is you can watch a Christmas movie. That's fun almost any time of the year. But this time in particular, I really like ice skating. I can't ice skate, but I really have fun watching it. And to me, it is just so romantic. And this year, my sister and I went to New York, and we're going to talk more about that with our next week of camp, which starts August 20th, so just like 3 weeks away. So don't forget, put it on your calendars. But I've made these little ice skates, and I just think they are so fun. But we went to New York, and we loved going to Bryant Park. Our first day there, we walked to Bryant Park. It was getting a little bit dark, and the ice skating was so beautiful. We just sat there and watched. Of course, we bought a few little mini donuts to watch with. So I just had to do something with the ice. I just had to make ice skates so we could do something. So again, I have just used this. I don't see my card cut out. Oh, here it is. I've used my heart, my little holly sprig, my berries, the ice skates, the little candy canes in there. And most of this, the bottom skate is on the just double-sided tape, and then I have built the rest up with mounting tape, so it gives you some nice dimension. But I think the skates are so fun. I just love it. Okay, I have several little variations that I want to do with the ice skates. The first one, we are going to use, of course, the ice skates, but we're going to use the small size, and we're going to make a little tag. And of course, we're going to use our little holly leaf and berries. And this time I am using the black gesso tags, and they just make everything pop so nicely. I've got all of my pieces cut out, so we are just going to go ahead. And I think, again, I will use just my double-sided tape for the bottom layer. It just helps to create more dimension in our cards. And I've chosen to do this tag first because honestly it's very simple, but I think simple can be so fun, and sometimes we don't have time to be too fancy. So I'm just getting a little mounting tape for my second little skate. Take the backing off here, and I'm just kind of staggering them. And now I am just going to tuck in my little holly and my little berries, but I love the color that they add to the tag in particular. So I think on the holly sprig, I'm just going to use my double-sided tape or whatever adhesive you prefer. And then on the berries, I think I will use a little mounting tape just to give it a little added pop. So I already had a piece sitting here. It might be a little bit big, but it will work for what we're doing. And then you can just add the little sprig of berries. I liked to make it come off the edge a little bit and not follow the edge of the holly leaf so closely. And then I also liked, if I put the mounting tape here, it kind of makes the holly berries curl up a little bit, and I think that is a fun touch too. And then another way to do your hanging string is I've just cut a little piece of paper. It's maybe just shy of a 1/2 inch by a 1/2 inch. And I'm just going to mount it on. It certainly wasn't exactly square. And I just trim off any extra. And now I will take my hole punch and I will cut right through all of those pieces together. And now you have the perfect place to hang your little string. So I think that is really a fun little tag. I've had fun with that one. My next one I want to do is, could be used as a tag, but we're going to finish it off with a card. So we are going to use our card cutout 598. We are also going to use card cutout 102. Now it is an older one, but it is so fun to use. I love going back and using. Maybe you have some of these that are left from another project, but I think it's fun to go back and use things that we already have or that recycled some previous releases. I'm going to be using the Inchworm Jumbo Stripes tongue twister for me. And then I'm going to use card cutout 604, our favorite little holly cluster, card cutout 603, and of course our ice skates 609. Now I did something a little bit different with these ice skates, and I actually cut them out, the little skate part itself, and it just adds a nice little touch to it. If you're in a hurry, you don't want to do it always, but I just use my X-Acto knife, and you can tell it's not perfect, but I just basically went and followed the lines, leaving just a little bit of the white border because I think that helps make things pop as well. And then I'm using the little black frame border. I am going to just use my double-sided tape. And I love when things break our little frame that we're attaching to. So I am just going to position them like so. And then I'm going to use mounting tape on this one. So I want to add that little more dimension. And you can twist it however you might like. I always think of skates just being held by their laces. And this one then I am going to add our little tag. So I have already cut it out. And I think I'm going to use mounting tape for this one as well. So I've just got my little piece here. And I'm just going to add the tag like right about so. And then I will do mounting tape on my little holly leaf as well. I just love how the little holly leaf and the little tag just add a little finishing touch to this. Now you can, I think this would be a cute tag. You don't always see tags as just a square, but I think it would make a darling tag, so you could just punch a hole. Even if you're doing the card, you could still, I wonder where my little card went. My desk is quite a disaster, you might say. I'm just going to do it with this, the back of this card, because I don't see what I did with that half sheet. Darn it, but you'll get the whole picture. So then look how cute this is. Just added to the inchworm stripes, the jumbo stripes. I think that is so cute. And then there is a sentiment that's winter fun, and I think that is cute to add as well. So I hope you have loved ice skating as much as I do. Honestly, this is the only way I can ice skate. I want to learn how to ice skate, and maybe next winter I'll try that. But for now, this is my way of ice skating. I just have one little card left to show you, and that is, I just love using these little templates. I can't remember what it's called, but Card Cutout 427. And we've just released for third week of summer camp. You'll see a new version of this little card collage, so I think that'll be fun. We're using our little winter minis and our sentiments card cut 598, and I've already done it. I just wanted to show you. I love the little mittens. They are just so cute. And I added a little holly leaf to it just for that finishing touch. I think holly finishes off all of the cards. The little hat, and again I added the holly leaf, the little ice skate, and then the scarf. And then this is something new that I did this release that I think is going to be really fun. And I just put a little scallop border and added it here, and then tucked in the little sentiment winter fun. So I hope you've enjoyed our Christmas in July. I am so glad that you've joined me, and go create some holiday cheer. Merry Christmas and happy camping.